Welcome back to Splitting the House here from Curling Zone. My name is Jerry Gertz. I'd like to welcome you to a quick little interview we have here with Kirk Muyres, second of Team Dunstone. He just recently presented a check for his Men of Curling calendar to do more agriculture. And so we've got Kirk on here to talk a little bit of curling today. Welcome, Kirk.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jerry. This should be fun.
Yeah, it's been an interesting summer for sure. Even more so for yourself, trying to acclimate yourself with a new team.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I think as everyone knows, it's been a weird summer for everyone in the world, right? So, but it's been especially weird as we're trying to like figure out the new roles, kind of create some team dynamics and those sort of things with the new group now, and kind of having a tough time kind of figuring that out. So it's been a little bit of a challenge, but it's been a good test for us. And like I said, I think more so than other years, we're excited to get back on the ice and just kind of see what the new team can do. But like I said, that might be a little bit of ways yet. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, the change kind of had a few moving parts as to the new teams that were affected. You ended up joining with Team Dunstone, of course. Colton Flash was part of Team Cooey's team, and he's come back and is now curling with your old teammates.
Yeah, it's the musical chairs. I always say it kind of takes one domino to kind of knock everything down, and I think kind of the Cooey decision to bring on two-time Olympic gold medalist John Morris kind of started that domino effect, and then it kind of trickled down, and at the end of the day, everyone just wants to give themselves their best chance to win, and now I live down in Regina here as well, so I get to kind of be closer to Braden and Dustin and the guys here. So it really kind of made the decision a lot easier, knowing that we can be in the same city and train and work together to kind of get to that next step. And that was one of the big decision making factors in the decision to join them. But then I think I've said it in all the interviews. You see Maddie's 25. And you see his ability to play in big games and big moments and make those big shots, and we all know that's what you need to win. And I think that's going to be especially true in the next few years as curling becomes even more kind of perfect, and everyone starts making more and more shots. You're going to need that skip to make the big shot in the big moment, and that's going to be the difference maker between winning and losing. And that's what I kind of saw out of Maddie in the last couple of years, and that's really the exciting part to team up with, kind of what I see as the next big thing in curling. And I mean, we've seen some glimpses of it already for Maddie, and hopefully I can come and just kind of help the boys be a little bit better and give them a little extra shake in the right spots.
Yeah, exactly. I think we kind of forget how young Matt really is still in the game. He's been around for some time, and we all see how long it takes for some of these great skips to develop. And Matt's already making his mark in things like winning his first Grand Slam title. Obviously, the Briar trip last year was big for those boys as well. And the shots, it was like highlight reel after highlight reel shot coming out of both the Grand Slam win and the Briar. And I think for Matt, it's just a matter of finding consistency. I think he went through something like a 12-game losing streaks right after winning that slam, and sometimes this game will do that to you. It'll make you feel like, hey, I got it all figured out, and then the game reminds you.
Yeah, and that's it. I always use the saying, you're never as good as you think you are when you win, and you're never as bad as you think you are when you lose. And I think that's especially true in those circumstances. I mean, especially when you think about the 12 games that those guys played after the slams. I mean, they played they were probably against all top 10 teams in the world, and at the best of times, that's a 50-50 flip of the coin. So, yeah. You win 12, and then your next trip is to lose 12. So, but yeah, I think it comes down to consistency, and we've talked lots about that, and I hope we're able to maybe give Matt a few of the easy shots for the big wins too, not just these big game savers and big game winners. Even though we know he can and he will when we need him, but maybe once in a while we can give him a draw to the 4-foot or something crazy like that.
So one of the things, Kirk, that I know you kind of hold close to your heart is the agriculture sector in Saskatchewan. There, you've got a number of great sponsors from the industry, and now your calendar charity of choice was Do More Agriculture Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about them and your involvement there, and why it's so important for farmers to get involved and to sort of have these conversations?
Yeah. The ag industry is extremely important to me. I grew up on a farm. I grew up on a 2,500 acre grain farm in Saskatchewan, and then been involved with the ag industry up until now. Like you said, a lot of our sponsors are in the ag industry, and growing up, you saw a lot of the pressures that were on farmers, and like most of our society, everyone's kind of told to just suck it up and get through it, and don't bore me with your problems, kind of thing. And I think it's especially true in the ag industry. I mean, we like I said, I saw it growing up. You were just told to suck it up and get through it, and I think that really kind of is something that needs to change. I mean, everyone's going through a lot. I always think about a lot of farmers in Canada, and these farmers are running multi-million-dollar businesses essentially by themselves remotely, and people don't necessarily realize that all the time. I mean, we talk about corporate farms and that sort of thing, but really that doesn't really exist that much in Canada anyways. And most of them are family farms that have been legacy from generations before. You're trying to build a legacy for the next generation, and you're running a multi-million-dollar business in isolation for 12, 15 hours a day on the farm. So the need for farmers to feel okay talking about some of the struggles that they're going through is huge. And this started actually the last time I was in the Men of Curling calendar the first time around. I was looking for some way to support the ag industry, because the ag industry has done so much for me. And a couple other the founders of the Do More Ag Foundation had come out and spoke about the need for farmers to be more vulnerable and be okay talking about some of the issues that they're facing. Kim Keller came out, as well as Leslie Kelly and her husband. And so I reached out to them. I said, hey, I'm doing this calendar. I'd love to support, mental health and agriculture. What can I do? And they said, there's really not a lot of resources and a lot of, kind of things and foundations out there that support this. And so we kind of got talking, and we decided, what the hell, we'll start one. So Kim Keller, Leslie Kelly, Himanshu Singh, and then myself are the four founders of the Do More Ag Foundation. And I must say, those three individuals are three of the most amazing people I've ever had to deal with. Their ability to, first of all, deal with people effectively and be empathetic is amazing, but their work ethic and their smarts on developing this foundation has been unbelievable. I'm a part of it, but I'm a small part of it, and they've really taken the reins, and they're just three of the most amazing people you could meet. And really what the Do More Ag Foundation is set out to do, I got a couple notes here because I don't want to miss anything, is we want to educate the ag industry on mental health. We want to break the stigma that currently exists about talking about some of the mental health struggles and the mental health well-being of our producers in the ag industry. We want to create a community of belonging for these farmers that are sometimes quite remote. They could be an hour or two away from the closest city or that sort of thing, and they're alone on the farm for long periods of time. We want to have support and resources for people that need it. And then we also want to ensure that funding and research can still be done on mental well-being. So we also help research projects as well. So we started 3 or 4 years ago, I think. We funded this. The ag industry has been extremely supportive of us. All the ag businesses have supported the Do More Foundation, and we've been able to do a ton of good campaigns. We've been able to offer mental health first aid throughout Canada to small communities. We're working on a few different projects right now. We've really worked to help farmers get access to resources, as well as really break the stigma around discussing some of the mental health struggles that everyone does face, and it's just a matter of talking about them so everyone else realizes that they're going through that as well. So very proud to be a part of the organization, and I'm just honored to be able to do that with the other three founders and now we've got a full-time executive director as well, Adele Stewart, who's just amazing. So it's really neat to be a part of it. It's a mental health foundation that's supporting the ag industry throughout Canada, not just Saskatchewan, not just Western Canada, but all the way throughout Canada. We have directors on the board from Eastern Canada as well. So we're excited to continue to grow that, and I appreciate you letting me kind of sit on a pedestal for a couple minutes talking about it, Jerry.
Yeah, well, it's really great. I grew up on a 120 head dairy farm up until I was about 19 years old, and I got the heck out of there. It wasn't really what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, but I certainly appreciate it. You know, the hard work that goes into working on the farm. And I can understand why the culture and why mental health is such a difficult topic in that situation, because the whole get over it thing is a big part of it. It's, you know, be a man, you know, toughen up, all that stuff. But, you know, as we're seeing with mental health in general, I think society is coming around and realizing that this is a health problem just like anything else. And there are solutions out there, and there's other people going through it. And I think Do More Ag and groups like that do things like create that like you're saying, that belonging and that opportunity to talk and hear from like-minded people who are going through the same things. It just makes such a difference in people's lives.
Totally, and that's really one of the biggest ones is realizing that a lot of times you compare your inner self to everyone else's outer self, and they're usually putting on a shell and a show that there's nothing wrong in their lives, so you think you're the only one dealing with any issues. But I think as we've, like you said, gone through this in our society and opened up about how everyone has their own struggles and their own things they're dealing with, it becomes a lot easier for everyone else to take. So you know, it's been a cool transition in the last few years, and it's been neat to be a part of it, that's for sure.
So we've kind of been showing off your teaser photo here that was put together. I think you've got the calendar there. Maybe you can show off, you know, what the original looked like. But,
this was the pre-COVID body, though. That was before all the goods were eaten. I don't know how well it is going to show up there, but
yeah, that's great. It looks good.
Back in my younger days, before COVID, Jerry, when things were tight.
Yeah, well, you know, you still got time. It's time to get out there and hit the gym and get back into game shape and you know, keep working on that flow.
Yeah, that's coming along nicely. I don't know. I think as soon as I start sweeping, it's going to be everywhere. So I think realistically, come curling season, it'll be back to the normal short hair of Kirk Muyres. But I've been holding out hope here.
Well, we'll have to let the ladies vote in the chat, see if they have some thoughts on whether to keep that flow going on or not. The beard as well. Yeah, you're living COVID good.
Yeah, living the dream. I don't shave. I don't have to cut my hair. I just eat chips every night. What's there to complain about, right?
Exactly. So you're not too bad off in the COVID. You work in the real estate market as well. Broker. How's business these days?
You know, it's been pretty good. There's I don't know if post-lockdown market is a fair assessment of Saskatchewan right now, but the market's been quite hot here in Saskatoon and Regina, and so the business has been pretty good. I think everyone, you know, sitting in their house for 60 or 70 days straight have got sick of it, and they decided to move once this all came out. So the business has been pretty good this summer. I think given that we haven't been curling, you know, the last game I played was middle of February, and normally we play till end of April, and then last year we started playing in August. I think that also contributes to business being pretty good because I have more time to dedicate to growing my mortgage business. But all in all, you know, it's been good. I've been very fortunate. My partner Claire also has been steadily working through. So we've been very fortunate and very grateful that we've been able to continue to work, because I know not everyone has been able to. I just hope we can kind of slowly start getting into a place where everyone can get back to work and get back to, you know, providing for their families. But we've been fortunate, but I know not everyone has.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's tough for many. Happy to see people who have been able to continue working and doing their thing still possible. Can you let us know where to find some information on Do More Ag, and then of course how to reach out for you if you're ever looking for a mortgage?
Yeah, that'd be great. So Do More Ag, it's very simple. DoMore.ag is the website, and then you'll find us on all the social medias: Twitter, Facebook. I guess what am I missing here? Instagram at Do More Ag Do More Ag, or the Do More Agriculture Foundation for Facebook, Do More Ag for Twitter, and we got lots of good resources there you can check out. We like to always continue with the content about just some ways you can help with your stress if you're going through it, as well as just some stories of people that have dealt with some things in their life too. So it's really a neat social media page to follow. And then myself, if you need a mortgage, reach out to me on Twitter, Facebook, Kirk Muyres, KirkMuyres for Facebook and Twitter, and then Instagram is Kmuyres, Kmuyres. So that's the best way to get a hold of me generally, and I try not to spend too much time on the social medias. Just I've seen my own mental health has been a lot better if I can just disconnect myself from my phone a few hours every day. So, but you'll find me on there every day, at least checking them once or twice.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's certainly good to escape from every once in a while, and I think that's important. We're learning kind of these strategies as we go through all this, and we're dealing with more time on our hands to kind of manage our lives and figure out what's going on and everything too. So
Totally.
Kirk, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day. Really appreciate hearing more about Do More Ag and what you've been up to, and really hope to see you back on the ice again soon.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me, Jerry. This is a heck of a good idea you got going here, and I appreciate you, shedding some light on what we're doing with the Do More Ag. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Kirk. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Have a good one, and hopefully we see you soon enough, Jerry.